Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys have been keeping well. You have been drinking your water, staying hydrated because it has been really hot these past couple of days. So like I promised, I will be sharing, my pregnancy journey, my experiences with you guys. I'll be giving you, a couple tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, and just sharing everything with you guys. So come along, and I hope you enjoy and you're able to learn. And if you have any questions after or any comments, feel free, to drop them below. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Hey there, I'm Shemaine.
And I'm Rashad.
And we're the Prospers. So today, like I said, I'll be sharing a bit about the pregnancy journey. So I'll be sharing a couple of my experiences along the way, some of the changes that I have noticed in my body, be it physically, mentally, emotionally, and I'll just be sharing some stuff that I've learned based on reading and advice that persons have given me. So I'll be sharing that as well. So the first, I have my list on my phone. So if you see me looking at any point, it's because they're there. So the first thing, when did I find out that I was pregnant? So in February, that's actually when I found out I was pregnant. I was about 4 weeks or so when I found out. So I noticed that my breasts, they were tender, they had increased in size. I was really bloated, and my period came, but it was just a spotting, and it lasted like 3 days as opposed to the normal 5 days. I was a bit moody, and I realized that I was eating more, so I was craving a lot of food that I was not supposed to eat. So I had to be exercising extra self-control at that point. And then it came to my mind, because I normally record the date in my calendar when we have coitus, just in case something happens and we end up pregnant, that I would have everything under control. I'll have a note of everything. So that's a habit that I had or have as well. So now I don't need to have that because, right? So then I went back to my calendar, my pregnancy, my menstrual calendar that I have, the app that I have in my phone. And I realized, okay, that was our last coitus and that was my period. So there is a possibility that I may be pregnant. So I did like 2 pregnancy tests that week, and Rashad was like, I think you should wait. You don't think that you're kind of rushing it, give your body time and whatever. And I was so anxious, I was so nervous. So then I said, okay, next Friday, that's the day when you're gonna do it. So I had to try my very best not to go and buy any more pregnancy tests, so that we can wait for that anticipated Friday. So on that Friday, before work, we woke up early. I woke Rashad up actually. I'm like, babe, today's the day. We're doing the test today. So we went to the bathroom, we did the test, and I told him, I cannot watch it. You tell me what it is, if it's 1 line, if it's 2 lines. And then he was like, babe, just open your eyes and look, please. So I opened my eyes and I looked and I saw the 2 lines. And then I was like, babe, this is it. Yeah, this is it, you're pregnant. So he was like, congratulations. And then you had the expectations. So my expectations of pregnancy, all happy, and you get in the little baby bump, and you wear the nice dress to show off the belly, and the little face will get a little round, but you still look cute, you'll still look like things happening. Those are my expectations. Smooth sailing, no complications. You woke up until your last day at work, or you woke up until your water bag burst, and then you just go into labor. So I will give you more updates on that in terms of my expectations as we go through. So we will now go into some of the things that I've noticed, the changes that I've noticed in my body. I'm now in my 2nd trimester, And I would start from my first trimester, some of the things that I've noticed. Firstly, the frequent urination. I was going to the bathroom to pee in 1 hour, sometimes 3-4 times in 1 hour. So at work, once I go on the ward, I would always try to stay as close to the bathroom as possible because I know I'll be going there soon. And when you go, it's not no little bits of PUP in there, it's long pee it's long urination, long pee coming out. Then I realized that I felt like I was becoming or turning into a baby all over again, because I would begin to trickle even before I reach the bathroom. So it's like an incontinence kinda. So I would have to put on my panty liners just to ensure that I don't wet myself and I don't smell of pee. And you have to change your panty liners at least 2-3 times a day. All this comes with the pregnancy because as the baby increases in size, the uterus itself increases, and it's now putting pressure on the little bladder, the poor little bladder, compressing it. So it cannot hold as much urine as it used to, right? So then the next thing is the body odor. So because of the hormones, the surge in the hormones and the imbalance, you realize that you have a strong body scent in terms of sweat. Everybody's experiences and the changes are not the same. So what may happen for me did not happen to you and may not happen for somebody else. But I realized that I had a very, very, very strong body odor. Like even if I put on deodorant, sometimes I will still smell like sweaty, like I just run up and down. And then even like in the vaginal area, the sweat would smell so, I don't even know how to describe the sweat. Like if you played, like when children play all day and like hyperspiration basically. And the thing is, don't feel bad about these things, because it's because of the hormones and your body's just going through these changes and making way for that life that's in you. So another thing is that, and this is a positive, so it can be seen in both lights, positive and negative, because the growth of your hair and your nails, it like doubles and triples. So you would realize that your hair grows faster than usual at a faster rate, and your nails begin to grow even faster. And then, so you realize your hair growing faster, your nails growing faster, but then the underarm hair and the pubic hair and the hair on the legs, you realize that you have to shave even more often because they're growing at a faster rate and so quickly. So that's another, you take what you want from it, right? The other thing is food aversions and the nausea and the vomiting. Right? So for me, I have had no food aversions, thank the Lord. But what happens is that when I eat overly seasoned food or food that has a lot of seasoning, especially a lot of like adobe, a lot of Maggi, a lot of garlic especially, it leaves a metallic taste on my mouth and it just makes me nauseous and want to throw up. So what I do, like if I eat food that has a lot of seasoning, I would have to eat something sweet after to prevent that taste, and it's a very, very bad metallic taste. And sometimes if you don't eat something sweet, it stays there until you eat something else. So even though you go and you brush again, the metallic taste still stays there. And for me, like in terms of room temperature water, I cannot drink room temperature water because it makes me nauseous. My water always has to be cold or has to be served with ice. All right. So one of the other changes that I've noticed is indigestion, especially heartburn. So especially at night. So what happens is that after I eat, right, I would notice that I have bad heartburn. So I'd have to sit down for at least 2-3 hours before I lie down. Or else I would feel like the food is literally choking me. It's in my chest trying to come out of my esophagus, right? And choking me. So sometimes I would have to literally sleep sitting in this same chair. I would just turn to the side, put the cushion here, and I would sleep like that because I am not able to lie down. And at this point of the pregnancy, in almost any position that I'm in, it's uncomfortable. I cannot lie on my back because I feel like I'm choking. I lie on my right side. I feel like it is so uncomfortable. I lie on the left side, on the side that we're supposed to lie on. I feel even more uncomfortable because I'm so accustomed of sleeping on my belly. I sleep on either on my tummy or either on my back. So at this point, I think I have to look for a pregnancy pillow that would help to keep me more cushioned and comfortable, because right about now it's not working out. Another change is constipation. So from since trimester 1, I noticed that I would have constipation, like frequent, and I would have to eat a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, a lot of roughage to help me with the constipation. That is an annoying one, and as a pregnant person, you don't want to have constipation, because that pressure and that force that you have to exert can actually have a negative effect on your cervix and cause it to open, and we don't want that to happen. So what I do, like I said, I eat lots of papaya, I eat lots of bananas, I eat lots of flaxseed and so on to help me to go easier, right? So another thing is the tiredness and the fatigue. I'm a person who loves to go. I love to be on the go. I love to do things, especially around the house. Once I know there's something to do, I get up early, I wash the clothes, I start cleaning, and I just go. But during pregnancy, most days for me, you hardly have the energy to get out of bed. All you want to do is just sleep. And it's because your body is making way for the life that's in it. So your body's not accustomed to having the volume of blood, not accustomed to having that weight inside. So definitely your body would not be able to function at its prime as it normally does, right? So the cravings. So as you guys know, before pregnancy, I was vegan. And then one day in the pregnancy, in the first trimester, I began craving popcorn chicken. After not eating chicken for so long, that was so strange. Like, oh babe, I really want to go to KFC. I feel like I want popcorn chicken. So I would post a picture. I'll put a picture of me having that first KFC chicken bite experience, right? So I craved the KFC chicken, and most days I'm craving now like sweet stuff, cookies and biscuits, these things that I never used to really feed on before pregnancy, and it's normal. And I would say this, it's okay to give in to your cravings for the unhealthy stuff, but you have to have a nutrient dense and rich diet so that baby can receive the nutrients that baby needs to grow. So we have to eat a balanced diet. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, your nuts, your legumes, drink lots and lots of water. Take your prenatals, your folic acid, your iron tabs, your calcium, and stay on top of your diet as much as you can. Well, I'm trying. Anyways, right? So these are some of the things that I have the changes that I have noted in my body. In terms of mental, changes, I'm a person that I'm motivated intrinsically. I don't really need somebody to motivate me to do something. But what I've noted is that I have been like an emotional roller coaster. The things that I used to have interest in is like I no longer have interest. A lot of the days I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to speak to anybody. I just want to be alone with my thoughts and in my feelings. And at one point I was going through depression that I had to go to my OBGYN and speak about it. At one point, like, it was so dark, like a dark period. I was questioning like my reason for living, questioning, is there any worth? Do I have any value on this earth? Some days it's dark. And what one friend and my cousin, she told me a technique that she used, was DIY cognitive therapy, where in place of the negative thoughts, she replaced them with positive thoughts. So in instead of thinking that I am worth nothing, there's no worth to me living, I would think that there's a reason for me being here on earth. I have a purpose being here. God has me here for a purpose. And closing this chapter of, the different changes that my body and my mind has gone through, I would go to, some of the coping mechanisms that I have been using, as a first-time mother. Because I would say this, people would give you their advice as to what they went through and what worked for them. And like I said, everybody's experience is different. So as much as you would have a lot of unsolicited advice, you have to filter out what works for you. Filter out what you need and just leave all the other advice that they give. We cannot take everybody's advice. It's advice. You either take it or you leave it. And I know some people force their opinions and force their ways of thinking and life onto you, but you have to be strong. And that's what I keep telling myself. I'm saying this and I'm telling myself this as well. Have to be strong. Persons told me, like I said in the last video, that pregnancy is going to be a breeze. Enjoy every moment of it. You're going to have lots of fun. But the truth is, for me, most of my days are spent down, like sad. Sometimes I'm worrying if baby is okay. I'm worrying if baby is developing well. I'm worrying if baby, just worrying. And then, like I said, with the body image, that I've been coping better now that I'm home. Right, I've been coping a bit better. But I'll tell you this, one of the things that has been keeping me is prayer. Pray. Staying in the Spirit, living in the Spirit, seeking God's face, taking all of these, worry, all the things that I'm worrying about, all of the situations that I'm faced with in terms of the pregnancy, taking it to God and trusting Him that He is in control and He knows best. And another thing is that it really helps to have a good support system. Friends and family who understand the process, friends and family who are honest with you about their process, friends and family who would be with you in the tough, hard times, and friends and family who will love you through anything that you go through at this point. So have those persons, hold on to those persons and cherish them at this point. I'm thankful for persons like Linnell. She's the one that gifted me this lovely bricks necklace. Thank you very much. And she's always giving me advice, and it's good advice based on her experience and what worked for her. And I realized that seeing that we're both young and we're in the same profession, we kind of understand each other better. And I'm also thankful for Talium. I'm thankful for Brookanna. Thank you for everybody who has been reaching out and praying, and sending their encouragement in some way. I would like to share some of the resources that I've been using to help me at this point. So number one, the Bible, the Word of God. In the Word of God, that's where we find everything that we need. And the devil knows that, and that's why he tries to have us in a state of depression. Yes, I know it's because of the hormones, but I just want us to remember that the Word of God is one of the greatest gifts that we have to fight anything that we're going through. And it is our guide. And whatever we need, whatever piece of advice or whatever we're looking for, it can be found in the Word of God. There we get clarification. There we find peace. There we find direction. So this is my number one go-to at this point, along with prayer. The second literature that I have been, really reading, and that has been helping me, is a book gifted to me by Linnell. It's called Before You Were Born. It's Praying for Your Pregnancy, Birth, and Baby by Felicia Masonime. This is it. I don't know if you can see it. So I would like to read, little excerpts from the book that has encouraged me so much. The first one is that women are the only vessels in which human life can grow and thrive. God has made us in such a unique way that we carry life. We as women especially, we carry life, and that's a blessing and an opportunity. One, because there are so many women out there who have different health issues as to why they cannot carry life, and to be able to do that is a definite blessing, and I'm thankful for that, right? So the second point is, as we intentionally pursue the life giver in our life growing journey, we find a much deeper and more meaningful experience before and after these 9 months. And it's really, really, really a deep experience to be able to connect with God during pregnancy, because God is the giver of life. He's the reason why this life is growing inside of you. And then knowing that you have to trust God that baby is going to be okay, and that He's going to keep baby until the very end. It really strengthens your faith, and it really deepens your love and your connection with God. Because every day as you pray and as you cover baby under the blood, as you bestow blessings and declare blessings over baby's life, even before baby is born, it really strengthens your faith in God. And it's such a blessing, to be honest. So at times I will just sit down, I'll just put on some worship music, and I will just sing and pretend that baby's there. Baby's hearing. Baby should be hearing at this point, right? Like, I just pretend that baby is hearing every word that I'm saying, that we are singing together, that we are just there, just worshiping God together. And I will just pronounce blessing on baby's life, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I strongly believe that whatever we want our children to be, the future that we want for our children, we can declare it even before baby is born. Another thing that I want to read to us, it says, our babies stretch our bodies as they grow. Some of us have marks to prove it. The stretching can be uncomfortable and even painful at times, but the end result is a beautiful, thriving life. And I'm not going to expound on that because it speaks for itself. Our bodies are making a way for this beautiful life that is coming. The stretch marks, the bloating, the indigestion, the constipation, everything is going to be worth it at the end of it all. It's a process that we have to go through. Some to a greater extent than others, but we all as women, once we're giving birth, or pregnant, we have to go through it. So the last little tip I would like to share with us is a pregnancy journal. So I've been journaling my pregnancy, the different things that I go through, my expectations, the different emotional roller coasters, the day-to-day pains that I may have, everything that I go through, I've been keeping track of it in a journal, and it's really helped. Sometimes you just write your thoughts, write the things that you're feeling, you write your fears, you write your likes, your dislikes, your expectations for baby when baby's born, right? It really helps to de-stress. It helps with the worrying. And I would like to share some of the things that I've learned in this book in terms of self-care. I know there are days, especially for me, and I've heard other mothers say it, there are days when you don't even want to bathe, you don't want to brush your teeth, you just want to lay on your bed all day. And I experience it a lot of the times. I just don't want to see the bathroom. I don't want to see the toothbrush. Just leave me alone. And in these moments, self-care is very important. So we have to do things that lift our mood, things that help us. If it is going to the beach, if it's having a nice little fancy lunch, a nice little fancy dinner, we do the things that we like and help to lift our mood. So about a month ago, I think, I went and I bought some of the press-on nails, because I'm not really a fan of acrylics on my nails, and they're like a little old now. But the moment I put them on, I kept telling Rashad, I was like, Rashad, look at me. Babe, look at me, look at this girl, oh, look at this girl, oh. And I just felt so pretty putting on the nails, and I applied them myself, and there was a sense of accomplishment. So I bought more, and I said, like, every 2 weeks I will just take them off and I'll just put another color, and I'll just make myself pretty at home. Because at this moment I'm at bed rest, I'm on bed rest, I can't really go anywhere. So everything I do, I have to do it at home. I have to dress up and stay home. I have to comb my hair and stay home, put on my nails and stay home. So let me do what works for me at home, right? Right? But for me, the number one thing is spending time with God during pregnancy. That beats it all. Time spent with God, in His presence, seeking His face, praying, interceding for baby, interceding for your delivery, interceding for your marriage, interceding for your husband, interceding for your spouse. It is number one on my list. So I hope that, you know, my sharing parts of my journey was uplifting to somebody. And like I said, if you have any comments, if you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to ask. And I just want to show you guys my pregnancy bump. It's coming up. Can you see it? Can you see it? Right? So yes, may God bless you guys. May God just cause His face to shine upon you and give you peace. And remember to put God first in everything that you do. Bye. Love you guys.